Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Easy English channel. I'm so glad you found us. Whether you're listening at home, on your morning walk, or during your lunch break, welcome back. I'm Sophia, and I'm an English instructor, and I created this podcast for one reason: to help you speak English the way it actually sounds, in real conversations every single day.
And hi, everyone. I'm Jason, your co-host and English enthusiast. And, well, someone who spent way too long not knowing how to talk about his feelings in English.
Which is exactly why today's topic is so perfect.
Yes, today we are talking about feelings, how to talk about your emotions in English.
This is one of the most important topics for any English learner because feelings come up every day. Someone asks, "How are you?" and you want to say more than just fine.
Right, because sometimes you are not just fine. Sometimes you are exhausted. Sometimes you are really excited. Sometimes you are stressed, and you want to explain why.
And today, we will give you the words to do that. Simple, natural, real. Before we start, please subscribe to our podcast and leave a comment below. Tell us how you are feeling today. In English. One sentence, that's all.
Okay, Sophia, I have a confession before we begin.
Oh?
This morning, I was running late for our recording. I could not find my keys. I looked everywhere. Under the couch, inside my jacket, in the kitchen.
And?
They were in my hand the whole time.
No!
Yes, I was so frustrated, and then embarrassed, and then I just laughed at myself. 3 feelings in 5 minutes.
And that is the perfect introduction to today's lesson, because in that one small story, Jason used 3 feeling words: frustrated, embarrassed, and then he laughed, meaning he felt amused.
I did not even plan that.
That is the goal, using feeling words naturally without thinking too hard. Let's start with the most common feelings, the ones you will use every single day. First, happy.
Easy one. I feel happy when the weekend arrives, or when I eat something really, delicious.
I feel happy, or I am happy. Both are natural. Both are correct. The opposite of happy is sad. I feel sad when I miss someone, or when something does not go as planned.
I feel sad when a really good book ends. Is that strange?
Not at all. It means the story meant something to you. Another basic feeling, tired.
Oh, very relevant today. I feel tired when I sleep less than 7 hours. My brain just stops working.
I feel tired. Or I am exhausted. Exhausted means very tired, not just a little tired, completely drained.
Exhausted is how I felt after helping my friend move apartments. 4 hours of carrying boxes. Never again.
Moving is always exhausting. So we have happy, sad, tired, exhausted. Simple words, but a huge impact.
Now let's talk about how to express feelings. Not just the words, but how to put them in real sentences.
Because saying just, "I am happy" every time sounds, well, a little robotic.
Exactly. So here are 3 natural patterns. Pattern 1, I feel right now. For example, I feel a little nervous right now. I feel really excited about this.
Pattern 2, I am feeling lately. This is for longer feelings, feelings that have been with you for a few days. I have been feeling stressed lately. I have been feeling really motivated this week.
Pattern 3, it makes me feel. This is when something causes the feeling. Rainy weather makes me feel cozy. Deadlines make me feel anxious.
Oh, I like that third one. Running makes me feel energetic, or loud music makes me feel alive.
Those are great examples. And notice, you're not just naming a feeling, you're connecting it to your real life. That is what makes English conversations interesting.
Let's go beyond happy and sad. Let's talk about the feelings that learners often don't have words for in English.
Yes, because life is complicated and fine does not cover everything.
First, overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. What does that mean exactly?
It's the feeling when you have too many things at once, too many tasks, too many responsibilities, and you don't know where to start. Your mind feels full.
Oh, yes. I feel overwhelmed at the beginning of a new project. Everything feels big and unclear.
I feel overwhelmed is a very honest sentence, and people understand it immediately. Next, relieved.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Relieved is the feeling after something stressful ends. The tension goes away. You take a deep breath. Your shoulders relax.
I felt so relieved when I found my keys this morning. Oh, wait, they were in my hand.
Still counts. Another one, grateful.
Grateful means thankful, right?
Yes, but deeper than just saying thank you. Grateful is when you feel genuine appreciation for something or someone in your life. I feel grateful for my family. I feel grateful for this opportunity. It's a warm, quiet feeling.
I feel grateful for good coffee in the morning. Is that too simple?
No, gratitude can be for big things and small things. Both are real. And one more, proud.
Proud is when you feel good about something you did.
Exactly. When you work hard and succeed, you feel proud of yourself. When someone you love does well, you feel proud of them. I'm proud of how far I've come. I'm so proud of my sister. It's a very powerful, positive feeling.
I felt proud the first time I held a real conversation in English. It was just a few sentences, but it felt like I had climbed a mountain.
That feeling is everything, and it is worth naming. Now, it is not just about expressing your feelings. A big part of communication is asking about other people's feelings.
Right. Being curious about how someone else feels. That is how you build real connections.
Here are some natural ways to ask. Simple. How are you feeling today? Are you okay? A little deeper. You seem a little quiet. Is everything all right? You don't seem like yourself today. What's going on?
Oh, that second one is powerful. You don't seem like yourself. It shows you know the person. You notice the difference.
And when someone shares a feeling with you, you can respond with empathy. If someone says, I feel really stressed, you can say, I understand. That sounds really hard. I have felt that way too. Is there anything I can do?
Simple responses, but they make the other person feel heard.
That is the goal of any conversation about feelings, not to fix the problem, just to make the person feel understood.
I wish someone had taught me that earlier. I used to always try to give advice, and people just wanted me to listen.
Most people do. Let's do a quick role play. I'll be a friend. Jason will respond naturally.
Ready.
Hey, Jason, you seem really distracted today. Is everything okay?
Honestly, I feel a little overwhelmed. I have a lot of deadlines this week, and I haven't been sleeping well.
I understand completely. That sounds exhausting. Do you want to talk about it?
A little. I just feel like I can't keep up.
That's a really common feeling when there's too much at once. Maybe make a list. Start with just one thing.
Yeah, that actually helps. Thank you for asking. I feel a little better already.
Back to normal. Did you notice what happened?
We used feeling words the whole time. Distracted, overwhelmed, exhausting. And they all came out naturally in a real conversation.
Not in a grammar exercise, not in a textbook, in a moment between two people. That is real English. Here's your practice challenge for this week. Every evening, write 3 sentences about how you felt that day. For example, I felt motivated this morning. I felt a little overwhelmed after lunch. I felt relieved when I finished my work.
3 sentences. That's it.
Do that
every day for 1 week and watch how much more comfortable these words start to feel.
You're not just learning vocabulary, you're learning how to understand yourself in another language.
And that is a beautiful thing.
All right, everyone, let's do a quick recap. Today you learned how to talk about your feelings in English. We covered basic feelings like happy, sad, tired, and exhausted. Deeper feelings like overwhelmed, relieved, grateful, and proud. Natural patterns like I feel right now. I have been feeling lately. It makes me feel, and how to ask about other people's feelings with empathy and care.
The big lesson today: feelings are not just grammar, they are connection. When you can name how you feel in English, you can truly communicate with people.
And every feeling is valid. Every emotion deserves a word. Now go use them. Talk about your day. Tell someone how you are really feeling and notice how the conversation changes.
Your challenge: write one feeling sentence in the comments below. How are you feeling today? Use a word from today's episode.
We read every comment. We genuinely love hearing from you. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Learning a language takes courage, and you are showing up every day. That is something to be proud of. If this episode helped you, please subscribe and leave a like. Share it with someone who is also learning English.
Until next time,
Keep feeling
keep expressing.
and keep speaking beautiful English. Bye, everyone.
See you next episode.